I accepted the Lord when I was about 11 years old in Vacation Bible School. I went to a very liberal Methodist church, so liberal in fact that at times at different youth group gatherings, we would play spin the bottle.
I cannot remember a time that I didn't believe in God and Jesus. We lived in a very small town. We would go to church properly in our very best clothes and our white gloves and our hats. I had to be perfect and I had to be without sin. I didn't really even know that Jesus had died for my sins. I didn't have a clue.
As I grew older, it came time to go to work, and from the age of 16 on, I worked full-time while I was in high school, and as time went on, I just drew farther and farther away from the church.
I walked away, found myself pregnant and married and a mom at 17. And I married an alcoholic that was very abusive. And I knew that it was my punishment from God because of what I had done. And I stayed until the abuse was so bad I finally had to leave. And I left with my kids and a new thing in my life, fear. I was terrified of everything. And I knew that if I could be better, if I could be better, if I could be thinner, if I could be a better cook, if I could be a better housekeeper, if I could make more money, I would be okay. That finally somebody would love me.
In my 30s, I started drinking heavily. Alcoholism runs in my family, and I knew I was an alcoholic, but I was in denial for a lot of years and drank heavily until I was almost 41 years old. One Thursday, my brother said, "What are you doing tonight?" And I said nothing, hoping he would take me to dinner. And he said, "Well, there's an AA meeting tonight, why don't you go with me?" I went to that meeting, I raised my hand and said, "I'm Randy and I'm an alcoholic," for the first time in my life. And there went my desire to drink. I never had another drink after that. And that's been 28 years.
I've ran 3 of my own businesses. I had a dear friend that worked for me that said, "You need to get back to church." And so again, I started going to a church, and I finally started understanding what salvation was. I went to Al-Anon to deal with the fact that I had been in such dysfunctional alcoholic relationships. My marriage obviously was over because that was not acceptable. And I had finally come back to who I was. I had told God, and I told myself I would never, ever, ever be married again. I would never go down that road again, that I was okay by myself. And then I went to an Al-Anon and AA conference, and I remember walking into the kitchen and went, "Whoa, that is Randy McDonald."
I asked her out on a date the next night, and of course the rest is history.
He protected me. We double dated because I wasn't comfortable. If I was going out with anybody, I was taking my own car.
One night we were talking, busy, and I said, "I'm going to go to church with you one of these days."
Yeah, I remember just rolling my eyes and go, "Oh yeah, sure, okay, whatever," you know, and he did.
And really, the Lord just really pulled me in. It was like he said, "Okay, buddy, you're home. I got work for you to do."
With Randy, I started getting involved, and I started being comfortable in church and comfortable with who I am.
The biggest thing that he's done for me here, besides my salvation, is he showed me grace in an earthly manner by allowing me to marry Connie. And by going to church with Connie, the Lord used Connie to bring me back totally 100%. She is a perfect example of me getting what I didn't feel like I deserved. And that's God's grace.
God has blessed me in my relationship. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be who I am. And to know that I made a mistake. I made lots of mistakes. I lived a sinful life, and God forgave me. His blood washed me white as snow.